So I've actually gotten a lot of questions from people that are confused about how you skip on the last day of the void arc. So specifically, it's your 4th day. You're trying to jump ahead and move on to the next sector. For some reason, people don't quite get what I mean when I say skipping at 90%. So what you can see when I start this day right now, I'm at 73%. And so I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill out the map and put all of it in, and you'll see what the percentage goes to. Now, one thing I'm going to be doing intentionally while I'm doing this is I'm going to make sure that I do not explore on the void load sections. And I'll tell you why in just a second here. So you can see I am now at 90%. And I have not explored 3 of my void loads. And that's important because you basically don't want to be using this token that I have on this map because you're not going to be able to collect on those resources. Instead, you want to roll that token over into the next map where you actually will be able to use it and collect it. So it's important, since you're allowed to skip 3 bases, that the bases you end up skipping are those void load planets and those void load nodes. Okay. The other thing people ask me about a lot is the PvP fights, right? I've got 3 right here. The PvP fights carry over from this sector to the next. So you don't need to knock them out. You can do them now or you can do them in the next sector. It doesn't matter at all. If you had a PvE boss, then he would roll over to your next sector. So if he was at 50% completed, he would be at 50% completed on the next sector, and he would just keep going with you as you progress through the sectors. So you can see it's the 4th reset, right? But I'm at 90%, so I've only done 3 days. So on my 4th day, I'm going to start sector 2. And like I said, it's important with these void loads here that you don't start them. That's the number one thing. You don't want to be filling in this one using your token and then leaving a Transcendence one not being explored, because you're going to want to save your tokens, okay? The other thing is that luckily I did not hit my pity egg on this last day. Like I was mentioning in my previous videos, then you have a really tough choice of, do you go ahead and complete this sector so that you can get the egg, which is valued at 100,000 Nova Crystals, or do you go ahead and move on because maybe you're prioritizing cores and so you don't care about the egg as much? Yeah, I literally got my egg on the last node on the previous day, and I was like, thank God I don't have to make this decision. I don't have to figure out if I'm going to 100% sector 1 or not. Like I mentioned, you're allowed to skip 3 of the first 5 sectors, in my opinion. So if I had decided to keep it, I would just skip 4 or 5, depending on my luck as the sectors went on. Okay, so now that I'm at 90% down here, I can go ahead and click end. It's giving me a notice that, hey, you've got plants under exploration. Are you sure you want to do this? I'm going to just say, okay. It gives me a highlight of what it is. Let me print screen this one real quick. I just keep track of that for my own records. So you can see I did get that somber egg on the last day there. And then we can go into navigation compass here and we can unlock sector 2 because we do have enough crystal ingots. Okay. And we can see we do not have enough right now in the collector workshop to go ahead and level this up. We'll have to wait another day. But we are starting off here. And so as I mentioned, the PvP bosses or the PvP fights roll over. We have a new PvE boss. And now I have this, void load that I can use on this map, which will really help me as I'm trying to progress through. Obviously, I'll actually get the resources. So those are the kind of things you want to really keep in mind is don't use your void load tokens. Just skip over those planets so you can have them. The bosses carry over. And that's about as simple as I can make it, because people were asking me questions and I just wanted to really explain how it goes. The other thing is you do get your heroes, right? So the heroes that were on the previous map, now you have them. They're back, okay? You don't lose them and can't redeploy them on the next day. Okay, so that's how it works. That's how you do it. That's how you skip on the last day in a sector in the Void Arc. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.